On page 39 it says a script to capture mortgage information on the property's info sheet. When you ask how much is owed on the property, if they say that's none of your business, the best thing to do is say, well, I understand your concern, but we buy houses using several methods, and all will require that information for us to analyze if your house fits any of the ways we buy houses. Sometimes we pay cash, but if you owe more than we are willing to pay, obviously that won't work, and it'd be a waste of our time and yours to make you an offer that you can't refute, that you can't accept. Sometimes we buy houses with terms or lease purchase, and of course that has to be structured around the debt that you currently have. Without that information, we're unable to make an offer. Would you like to get an offer on your property? And when they say yes, well, we're going to need that mortgage information in order to make that offer. What we don't want to do is pay all cash at full market value. So if you tell me now that's the only way you wish to sell, then I won't need any information because we're out. But if you're flexible enough to let us offer you one or more options at no cost, no risk to you, I will need this information. Should we proceed or not? You know, it's up to them. Do they want to sell their house or not? I'm a little bit like Scott, Ron's right-hand man out there in Jacksonville, Florida. When I'm talking to a seller, I'm just a little bit cocky because I bring a lot to the table. I'm the one doing them a favor. I'm the one buying their house. It says, get this information or get off the phone. Without this information, the deal is dead. Shannon and Chris both learned a very valuable lesson yesterday and today. When I first started investing in real estate, my first mentor handed me a sheet of the top 10 mistakes that new investors make. Number one mistake is new investors generally pay too much for their properties. Mistake number two is not, when you're making an appointment to go look at a property, not asking the question, will all decision makers be at the house when I show up? Because it's hard to go and talk to one decision maker and then think that the one decision maker is going to be able to go back to the other decision maker and explain how I'm going to buy the house from them. Most people have never heard of a lease option, lease purchase, or owner participation. And for a novice like a homeowner that has no idea what I'm saying, by the time they get in the car and halfway down the street, they forgot 70% of what I said. That's the reason I like to have all decision makers at the property when I'm there, because if they're there, I'm going to make an offer and explain the offer, and I only want to have to do it one time. I don't want to have to go back to the property again. I don't even want to have to get on the phone and try to explain, correct the explanation that the other partner or the other spouse or decision maker couldn't explain, or explained it the wrong way. Because, you know, when you get secondhand information, it's always changed a little bit, and if a husband goes back to a wife and explains the lease option and doesn't explain it properly, the first wrong thing that she hears, she's like, I don't want to do that. You know, if I'm explaining it to both of them, I have a better chance of success of getting that house bought, because they're going to thoroughly understand what I'm saying before I leave. So, even out there in North Carolina, Kathy, when you're making appointments, read that appointment script that's in the book.
Okay.
As it very clearly says, now I'm going to time in my busy schedule to come out and take a look at your house, is all the decision makers going to be there in order to understand the different ways that I buy houses? And if the answer is no, just ask them, well, when would be a good time to get both or all of the decision makers in the same room at one time? That's when I want to come out.
Okay.
And that's how we make appointments. We're gonna get on to talking about marketing now. There's several different ways that we can market, and several different ways that we can do it for free. We can use the signs that I've got made here in the office for Missouri. We're going to get some made for North Carolina. We can send out yellow letters in both markets. I've talked to Lucy about this, and we're gonna, the new people are going to get to read over some stuff over the weekend, get familiar with the yellow letters, get some instruction on how to get put together, and then Monday, that's what we're going to focus on most of the day, is getting the yellow letters printed, addressed, and get some postcards set up through the USPS Everdoor Direct Mail. We need to, here in this office, we need to think about having an open house at least one of the vacant houses that we've got next weekend. And that means thinking up over the weekend some ads to put on Craigslist and Backpage. I never advertise in the St. Joe paper. I always put it online. People are more online than they are reading the paper.
Okay.
Let's see. Chris, have you got any questions to this point?
No, sir.
Okay. Shannon, you got any questions at this point?
No.
Kathy?
I think I'm pretty clear on it.
Okay. Lucy, you got any?
What is the homework for the weekend?
The yellow letters?
The homework for the weekend is we're going to start from this point forward. We've got to put out at least 3 ads every day on a minimum of Craigslist. Everybody that sends out ads, when you post your ad, it'll say your ad can be viewed at, and then it'll give you the URL. Copy and paste that into an email, and you'll have 3 of them in there. At the end of the URL, if it's an ad for buyers, put buyers at the end of it, so I know what it is before I even open it. And forward that email to me, and I will do the same with my ads that I post. That way you guys get an idea or a feel for what I'm posting and how I'm posting. I put a picture, even if it's just the front of the house, in every ad. I do put the websites in, whether if I'm advertising for buyers, I put the buyer's website in. If I'm advertising for sellers, I put the seller's website in as well as my phone number. On the free sites, it's different than advertising in the newspaper. You can use a much longer description than you can in the newspapers. In the newspapers, you can use 2 or 3 lines, and it's a couple $100 a month. But everybody needs to get in the habit of doing marketing. Any business, no matter what business you're in, whether you're in the tire business, the donut business, the gasoline station, service station business, whether you're in the trucking business, whether you're in the real estate business, marketing is 95% of your business. You're not in any specific business, you're in the marketing business. The better marketer you are, the better your business will be. If nobody's got any questions, we're going to end this training.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Kathy, when you post ads, be sure to send them to my JagTech email. I don't look at any email other than my JagTech.
Okay, it's Jack.
JAGTEC.net.
Okay,
It's gswaney@jagtech.net.
okay. Got it.
Okay. We'll talk to you Monday then.